Hey Phoenix fans, welcome to Phoenix Arms and Defense. So you're seeing this snippet because I screwed up and I messed the scheduling up. This video you're fixing to watch was supposed to be out about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, give or take, and I didn't follow up. So my bad. So here it is, better late than never. On the plus side, we did hit just recently 300 subscribers. So I want to thank you guys for the continued support, because without you guys, this would just be an empty shell. So we got some more videos for you guys here in the future. I am making sure they're uploaded properly, so be sure to be looking out for those. Enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? Let's endure some misery together and get on Gunbroker and see what kind of things we're going to see on the internet that make us want to poke our eyes out. The internet never ceases to give us migraines. All right, let's check this out. Let's start off with some Mosins. Let's look at those. I've been thinking about getting another one, you know? All right. Jeez, these things have gone up, man. I remember when these were $100. $150 at the most is what I pay for a garbage rod. Good God. That one's sporterized. Ugh. He wants that much for it? Man, he's probably one of those guys you see at the gun show. It's fat in a plaid hat and goes, "I know what I got, kid." Mosins are out. All right, let's check out some ARs. Let's see what ARs are going this day. You know what Biden said, right? They're coming after them. So they think. So they say. All right. Ooh. Okay. A Diamondback for almost $1,000. Yep. I'm done with that. Done with the internet today, because I paid like $600 for that. $1,000 for a Diamondback, and that's just a rifle, not an AR pistol. Whew, way too pricey. So, I think that kind of established my point of this video today. Prices are going up. Why? And that's what we're going to talk about in today's videos. Hey Phoenix fans, welcome to the channel as always. I am Chris Smith. I'm your host and, collector. Here to put entertainment and opinions out on the internet for you guys. Those of you guys that are subscribed, I really appreciate it. Got almost 300 of us. We need 6 more to kick it up to 300. That'd be cool. So let's keep those numbers going up. Which, speaking of which, if you guys like the channel, like the content we put out, please visit our Facebook page. And if you like the video, give us a like and a subscribe. We really appreciate it. It helps grow the channel, gets us out there a little bit, gives you guys some cheap entertainment. Alrighty, cheap entertainment yet with real opinions. Okay, so topic at hand. Gun prices are nuts in some places. Other places they're decent. You can find some decent deals out there. And in fact, on that note, if you can find a gun that's maybe $100, like especially in defensive category, if they're over $100 of pre-corona prices, especially ARs, I'd probably take it, because that's, all things considering, that's pretty good. We'll talk about that in a later video if you guys want. Let me know in the comments what is overpriced, what's not. If you like that as a topic, let me know. Alrighty, so anyways, not going down that rabbit hole. Why are guns going up? I mean, you've got surplus guns, you got modern day guns. Why they keep going up? Why? Well, they both groups have one thing in common, and that is supply demand. Guns are in an extreme demand from the shortage from last year due to COVID, the riots, and now lovely gun control. That's nothing new. So, naturally demand goes up, supply goes down. Manufacturers are trying to balance that out, and prices increase. That's not a surprise, right? But what are some reasons that supply demand, it makes the demand go up and the supply go down? Why does it happen? Well, really, generally speaking, and this can apply to both groups of guns, there's two things that I look at. Politics, that's a given. You talk about gun control, someone says, we're not going to let you own this anymore. You're going to want to run out and go grab that puppy and bring it close to you. Because the government says you don't need it, well, you may not get another chance to have one. So, naturally, people run to them. No surprise, right? Nothing new. But then you got on the other side, surplus guns, or even modern guns, which you see in video games and movies, which is alluding to the next thing, pop culture. Pop culture has an absolute effect on firearm sales. And there's plenty of examples. We'll talk about a couple here in a second. All right, so let's start off with the obvious. we'll go into that section, the politics section, go into the pop culture section, we'll close the video out. So this one's going to be pretty short and sweet. We've hit this time and again in plenty of other videos. If you haven't seen it in detail, go look at my other videos. Okay, so politics. Obviously, we alluded to it. The government says you can't have it or we don't want you to have it. You're going to want to go and buy it. It's a lot like that kid and their parents say, no, don't do that. And the kid wants to do it anyways. Well, we're kind of the same thing, just adult versions of that. And understandably so. So, you know, obviously, Joe Biden said some pretty stupid stuff this past week.
Nothing I'm about to recommend in any way impinges on the Second Amendment. They're phony arguments suggesting that these are Second Amendment rights at stake from what we're talking about. But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute.
Yeah, that. No amendment's absolute. Well, we tend to disagree with him on this channel. So, yeah, naturally, demand on these things is going up. They're going after these, specifically AR pistols and braces. It's nothing new. So people are going out and buying them like crazy. Yeah, that is the nature of that game. So that supply-demand aspect, you know, they're trying to crank out more of these guns. The supply is already low from 2020 and them being sold out, but they are kind of cranking up. So prices are all over the place. So the biggest thing I got to tell you is if you're in the market for one of these, do your research. Know what you're buying. $1,000 for a Diamondback is way too much. Way too much. Those guns were going $600 pre-Rona prices. If you can get one, I'd say for $7 without a brace, $8.5 with a brace, that's reasonable. Anything after that, too much money. Way too much money. All right, so politics, obviously, that one's self-explanatory. Pop culture, this is one not a lot of people think about. Now, pop culture, you know, video games. You see something in a video game or a movie. So Saving Private Ryan, you see the iconic Thompson, the M1. Battlefield 1, you see the German Luger a lot. You'll see, well, not that one, but you'll see the 4.55 Webley or the Webley Fosberries. You know, people look at those guns like, oh, man, those are cool. I never knew these existed. And they, you know, they want to own them. They want to get a piece of that history. I was like that. That's actually what got me into collecting. In fact, my very first rifle, give you some B-roll footage of it here, was a Mosin Nagant. I paid $100 for the gun and $50 for 300 rounds of ammo. So $150, and it took me forever to shoot through that ammo. It was a really cool piece of history, and I got my hands on it, and that just fueled me because I wanted to look at the markings. I wanted to see and try to piece the story of where it's been. And there's something when you pick up one of these old surplus military rifles, you just feel the history coming out of it, and it's very lackluster, or these modern guns are very lackluster compared to something like that because they don't have that tangible history to them. These, you pick it up and you can feel the history. And it's really cool, and it led me down to that path. So pop culture influenced me into collecting old school firearms, which is really, really cool. Now, because of that, and they are old, a lot of these guns are not being reproduced, especially like the Mosins or the M1s, maybe in limited runs here and there. Unless it's something like, you know, a Thompson, a 1911, or an Auto Ordnance M1 carbine, or the Inland M1 carbine. That one up there is an original. So unless it's being reproduced, you don't get that opportunity. There's only a finite amount of them. So naturally, there is a limited supply, and as the demand goes up by people being exposed to them, which is a really good thing, by the way, I might add, as people are being exposed to them, the supply goes down. Naturally, the price is going to go up. That's the nature with collecting. Mosins, on the other hand, are a good example. Mosins SKSs and any of your AK variants or parts kits are a good example of the politics side because of the sanctions that happened with Russia. So, like I said, it can affect both groups. So because they said, hey, no more imports from Russia, China, yada, 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 we now have a finite amount of Mosins in the country. Now, granted, I still think $200 to $300 is absolutely ridiculous. $5 is out of the means unless it's like a World War I or a historically significant gun. But your average refurbed Mosin, I'd say $2 at the most. But that's good old Chris speaking. But, you know, unless those sanctions get lifted, we're not going to be seeing the prices of Mosins go down anytime soon. So That's the big difference between these two. These things, as long as they're safe, the prices and the supply demand will fluctuate. You know, supply will catch up to the demand will go down, etc. These things, not so much. There's a small amount. Because there's a small amount, more people are going to want to own them, and the prices do go up. So hopefully that sheds a little bit of light for you guys today. Gives you guys a little idea of why prices of different types of guns are so expensive. We don't want to just look at the political ideas. These always don't fluctuate. These ones, a little bit, but not much. So hopefully that gives you guys some education, some knowledge, and hopefully we made this a fun, good video for you guys today. Again, as always, if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe. We really appreciate your support. For those that are already subscribed, thank you for keeping and supporting with us. And as always, I think that's pretty much everything I got. I will tell you guys our normal motto: your right to self-defense is self-maintained. It's up to you to protect your rights and to preserve your rights. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Chris Smith from Phoenix Arms and Defense. We'll see you guys in the next video.